mom did not prepare for retirement in any manner.
Well,
of speaking.
I would say she did.
Okay, I know what she's about to say.
But her
true.
retirement
Plan.
her retirement fund, F-U-N-D, her retirement plan, and all of that, the buck stopped with her 3 daughters.
Tonight we're here because, y'all, we have something else that is on our minds and in our hearts. And, you know, it's a kind of, I don't want to say touchy subject. I'll say it can be heavy if you let it. But it is something that Twinsational is currently going through. And
if we're going through it, somebody else is. I know that you are, because I see the TikToks about it.
Our mom got sick 2 weeks before Christmas, and it was the sickest that she has ever been. So much so that for me, like, it was kind of scary.
For me, a sense of being overwhelmed and being scary, fearing the unknown. I didn't know if I was going to be a full-time caregiver, or I didn't know then what the future looked like.
Early one morning, I got a call, and it was probably maybe about 8:30 in the morning. And when I answered the phone, it was a number I didn't recognize. I answered the phone. It was one of Mama's neighbors, and she called to tell me that Mom had a fall 3 days earlier. Me, Shonda, and Mama had all went out. She had a doctor's appointment. We took her, and she walking, talking. Now, Mama lived independently, no problem.
We took her to her doctor's appointment. We left there. We went to get food. We left there. We strolling and riding along, and we spotted a thrift store.
And what did we do that for?
All three of us were excited.
Y'all know we had to stop.
So we stopped.
My goodness.
All 3 of us walked into the thrift store. We're saying that to say
she was fine.
Everything was fine.
3 days earlier. On Monday, when we went back to the hospital to see her, we go in.
She has oxygen.
She's on oxygen. And then the first thing that I noticed is now she's on a heparin drip. I looked at Shonda.
For you all that don't know what heparin is, it is a strong blood thinner.
So we get an update, and we find out, y'all, that now she has blood clots in both lungs.
She makes it through her 4 days there. Now we have to determine, because Rhonda and I both know that Mama cannot go back to live by herself.
She leaves the hospital and she needs physical therapy.
And when she heard about the physical therapy part, she wanted to go back to her apartment and have a therapist to come there.
But our mama,
nah.
We if you've ever seen the Door Chronicles, y'all have heard us say that we can't do anything with her. Our mama is stubborn. She's set in her ways.
So we knew that
she couldn't go back home.
Outpatient therapy with them, the therapist coming to her apartment, was not going to
work.
End in the best result for her. But lucky for us, the doctor at the hospital strictly said, after the therapy team evaluated her there, that she only would benefit from inpatient rehab. We're trying to be supportive of her, not getting much sleep. You don't really sleep because you want to hear a phone if it rings. My thought is, I'm so happy that she's at the rehab center, but what happens after this? So that's where my panic came in. And as I thought about it, when panic set in, I didn't think about it through.
I didn't think it through.
I didn't think it through. Panic took over, and my first thought process was, I'll just bring her home with me. We had our sister is like, she's like the battery pack our baby sister that you all haven't met, she's the battery pack. So she helping keep our powers activated on her end. She's behind the scenes running stuff, making all these phone calls,
handling all the paperwork.
business.
So Shonda and I, we talked about it. We got us a plan together. Mama's gonna come and live with you, and I'm right here. I'm involved. I'm gonna be involved daily. We're gonna be doing this thing together. So we got us a plan.
That was the panic plan, y'all. Now hear what I'm saying. That was the panic plan.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when your back is up against the wall, you trying to make a decision. You make it quickly without thinking it all the way through and looking at step by step what that could look like for her, for me, for everybody.
And this, Friends of the Twins, is why Shonda and I always tell y'all, make the life that you live a life that you love, because life is short. We say all of that to say that throughout this experience, this journey, we had to have like a come to Jesus moment.
Well, as I mentioned before, I did have plans, and I had said, okay, I'll bring her home with me. But that was a panic decision. And when reality set in about what this would actually look like and how it would impact her life, my life, everybody's everything, being a 24-hour caregiver, it wasn't the best thing for her, and it would not have been the best thing for me.
We had to make the decision with a lot of thought and a lot of prayer. The decision has been made. Our mom is in a long-term care facility. Believe it or not, it has been the best thing. Yeah, we wanted to get into it and talk to y'all tonight about that, because we feel like there are probably certainly other people that are going through what we're going through,
or have gone through, or will go through,
And I tell you, it was so interesting hearing the perspectives of her siblings. I felt guilty. I felt pressure, and I didn't want to disappoint anybody or anything like that.
And I felt overwhelmed, and I felt panicked, and I had guilt, a sense of fear, and then I felt burdened at some point. You don't want to be the one to say, she going to a nurse home and that's going to be it. You don't want to say that. But our aunt was the one.
I think she knew that
the inner turmoil. And she just chopped it up, y'all, and threw it away. And tell the people what she said.
My auntie told me that will be the best place for her. Leave us a comment and let us know if you've been through anything like this. Do you have a loved one that you kind of in a turmoil about having to
provide 24-hour
long-term care,
home?
making that decision?
Have you all ever had an expectation put on you that you knew you wouldn't be able to carry?
You have to make the best decision for everybody. Y'all let us know if you have ever been a 24/7 caregiver. And let me tell y'all something. Y'all listen to me now. Listen. We've been working in healthcare a long time. I cannot tell you the amount of times we have sat and watched.
The one that is being taken care of not only has the 24-hour care from whoever,
and they're flourishing
and getting everything. But guess who isn't?
The caregiver. I can remember this family distinctively. This young lady was coming in
2 or 3 times a day.
2 or 3 times a day. Like she would come for every meal. She was in and out.
It was her mom.
It was her mom. She was in and out. But
in the beginning, she kind of made us feel, because we used to work at the same place, but she made us feel as if she was just coming so many times a day just to check and make sure that the staff was doing everything. But after a while, when you start to watch, once you've created this routine and you see that the staff is caring for your mom and she's not being neglected in any way, shape, or fashion, then it took my mind onto, okay, now she has to know that she's going to be taken care of. So what is it really going on with her now?
She was probably like we were, feeling guilt that her mom was there, a certain amount of pressure, and
her mom might have been making her feel guilty.
Her mom might have been making her.
I don't know. You know, a lot of people who need 24-hour caregivers, sometimes they don't make preparations. I mean, you never know when you're going to be sick or anything like that.
Let's talk about that, y'all. We need to talk about that. But before we do, let us tell y'all what ended up happening. How about the caregiver daughter ended up passing away?
She died. Because all these times that she was running to this care facility that we both worked at, 2 and 3 times, sometimes 4 times, because she would come back at night just to make sure that her mom was comfortable before she went to sleep. Guess what she wasn't doing? She wasn't taking care of herself.
She ended up doing was, y'all, she neglected herself.
She
ended up having some serious health problems.
And she passed away.
She was gone like that. And her mama was just fine.
Her mom was just fine. I see all the TikToks of different caregivers, and I'm like, wow. I've seen a lot of them are
bitter, y'all.
That's what I was about to say.
It's brutal.
When I'm watching some of these TikTok, and my heart goes out to them because I can only imagine with what we have recently gone through, how they are feeling, and they've been in it. One lady that I watched, she's been caring for both of her parents for 10 years. And a lot of these times, there are other children.
Our mom did not prepare for retirement in any manner.
Well, I would say she did.
Okay, I know what she's about to say.
But her retirement fund, fund, F-U-N-D, her retirement plan, and all of that, the buck stopped with her 3 daughters. And in more instances than not, looking back, I would hear her talk to us about conversations that she had with maybe friends of hers or whatever, about anything. And her answer was always, well, I have 3 daughters.
My daughters.
I have 3 daughters. If those people were talking about anything, well, I have 3 daughters. And it kind of stopped right there. And that was it. Yeah.
Have in the past gotten similar senses of entitlement from our dad. We also feel that it is cultural, and we kind of liken that to, just say, a football player. He makes it to the NFL. Typically in the Black community, he is expected to carry his whole family financially. Our dad feels that any communication that is exchanged between us should be initiated by us because he is the elder. We should always be the ones to call. I don't really have to call you. You should call me because I am the daddy. But we will talk more about him at another time. That's a whole nother story. Definitely wish that we had some NFL kind of money. Now, Friends of the Twins, it could also be multicultural because we do have an Asian friend. She brought her parents here from another country. Prior to that, before bringing them here, she was already sending money home, taking care of them totally, financially. But a couple of years ago, she brought her parents here. They live with her. Our friend owns her own business. She actually owns a wholesale decor company. She's very successful. She works from 9 to 5, 6 days a week. Her mom and dad are in good health. Our friend is actually younger than we are. She says that by the time she and her sister were 10 and 12 years old, they were expected to take on all of the household chores. Now that she is an adult, she has 2 children. She runs a business. She is married. She is expected to work her job, come home, cook dinner, take care of all of the household chores. She said that her mom won't even clean the bathroom that she and her dad use. Our friend had a light heart attack 2 years ago. We kind of went back and forth about how far into a conversation we wanted to go, but we feel like, and the hope is that this
conversation can help someone else who is going through this,
through something similar.
It's obvious that we love our mom.
So we're going to expound a little bit on what Shonda said earlier about us always taking care of our mom. Y'all, we have literally been working since we were 13 years old. Y'all hear me? 13 years old.
We just didn't know that at the age of 15, she would tell us that it's time for us to take care of her.
And that has been consistent and non-stop. Since we were 13 and we are now 54.
And we wanted better for ourselves. And when we started, having families of our own, we learned to work and you can have whatever you want. And I remember there was a time ago, Rhonda and I were talking about someone left a comment to Rhonda. Miss Thang over here. And I'm going to let Miss Thang tell y'all what this person said.
I call them the keyboard critters. A lot of times people, I think Friends of the Twins, y'all might be amazed at the liberties that people think that they can take with you in the comments of these videos.
Of your video. Or your story that you're sharing with them.
When you don't know our story. You don't know.
You might see what you consider to be glory, but you don't know the story behind it. And so
what happened was I had gone into Ross to film a store walkthrough to share with y'all what was in there. And this particular day, y'all know I'm a crossbody girl. Y'all always hear me say that. When we do the fashion shows, Shonda dresses it up. Your girl dresses it down. I like to be cute, but I like to be comfortable. So this particular day, I did not have on a dress with pockets. I didn't have pockets in it. And I had on my little wallet on a chain, which y'all know is about this big. So I had my keys in my hand. Well, Miss Thang tells me in the comments, you need to put your keys away. What are you trying to do? Are you trying to show off
the kind of car that you drive?
And what did she say that for?
Well, first of all, before she goes into that, the specific car key that she was talking about was a Mercedes. Now, some people don't even consider Mercedes to be luxury vehicles at all. And some do. It just depends on what you consider luxury. But she made the comment that Rhonda's sole purpose of showing her car keys in the video was to show off what kind of car she drove. Now,
let me tell y'all something. Trust and believe. This didn't become a decorating channel by accident. Your girl right here, I get more excited about candle holders than I do cars.
Or brand. We are not brand wearing people.
I am not. I don't care anything about a car. I don't. I'm not a car girl like that.
Well, I like a nice car, but I like a nice car for reliability.
Yeah.
I don't want to break down when I roll out. And then I have worked so hard my whole life. From the age of 13, I have always had a job. Not only a job, multiple jobs. I remember
never stopped working since the age of 13.
So
and we're 54.
Whereas most people don't work as much
So
as
what
we
does that
worked
tell you?
in a lifetime. We've already worked over 40 years. Over 40 years.
Working.
And so I feel like whatever you choose to drive, or whatever, if you choose to go get your hair done every week, if you choose to go to the nail salon, if you choose to buy things in your house, as long as you didn't steal it
or ask you to borrow money. Did we ask you to borrow any money? And Twensational does not steal. So why does it bother you, the kind of car that I'm driving? Friends of the twins, we grew up like little women. By the time I tell you, when our sister, who is 2 years younger than us, by the time she was 9, she could cook better than any.
Sunday meals. By the time I was, wait a minute. Not only could she cook a full Sunday meal, you could take her to the grocery store, let her out at the front. She would go in there, buy all the groceries, stay within the budget or whatever she was supposed to get to a T, and then come home and cook it up for the whole family at 9 years old. By the time I was 11, y'all know Shink was driving, straight up driving.
Now, my son, he's 25 now, but he was driving at 11, and he was driving a stick shift. That's because Sugie taught him.
Boo Daddy and I talk about long-term care insurance and not being a burden on your kids, or, just things like we're making provisions for what we consider our next phase in life, which if God blesses us long enough, we will see. Just like knowing that you're going to die one day, but you never look at getting a policy. You don't look at insurance. You don't even care. Oh, I'll be dead.
Y'all raise your hand if you know anyone that is in that situation, or a family member, a child that has been placed in that situation. But everybody, surely as you live, you are going to die. And so if y'all just let us know if you have any family members. We probably do.
I'm going to tell y'all right now, I ain't ready to go right now. But I'm prepared to not leave. All my children will have to do is go to where I've already told them to go and get those policies, and everything they already know everything. So that's a preparation, and it's a burden that won't be left on them. It will allow them time to grieve and do all that they need to do and move along. What y'all think about that? How do you feel about that? Do you feel like we are touching on something, or are we just way in left field? Reality is just reality, and you have to live in reality, and you have to navigate your way through it. There's so many levels of guilt that you can take on if you let it, but you just have to stop. At it as an extension of them helping us take care of her.
Yeah, y'all, this is how we look at it. We don't look at it, certainly don't look at it as if we threw our mama away. The way that we look at it is we needed the help.
We needed the help.
They are there to help us.
Because the truth of the matter is all three of us have always taken care of our mom. I mean, always from a young age, even having kids, raising our kids. My mom was added into all of our finances, all of our everything. So we just feel lucky and blessed and happy that we have some help.
We needed the help. So you have to really think about what's gonna be best
for the person that needs the care, but also the person that's providing the care. You have to take care of yourself, or you can't take care of anybody else.
You cannot.
And if you can do it 24 hours all day long and all of that, then awesome. That's great. But if you can't, the purpose of our conversation is we don't want you to feel guilty that
you needed help.
You needed help. We needed help.